Hello there. Welcome to our series on economic insights. My name is Audrey, and today we have with us Danielle Hale, who's the chief economist at Realtor.com. And today we're going to be talking about pending home sales. Danielle, what are pending home sales? What does that mean?
Yeah, so for people who haven't bought a home before, it's the first step in the home buying process. So you don't buy a home like you buy groceries or point and click online. It doesn't quite work that way yet.
If only.
It's a big purchase, and so there are steps to the purchase process. Yeah. So you put in an offer. It's generally in the form of a contract that lays out how you're going to finance the process, how long it's going to take to conclude the process, any contingencies or protections you want to reserve for yourself, like say for instance you want to make sure a home inspector gets to look at it first, so that if they find anything you can sort of renegotiate the price that you offered with the seller. So you put in this offer in the form of a contract. When the seller accepts it, the contract is signed. You put down an earnest money deposit to show the seller that you're going to make good on your part of the contract, and the sale is considered pending or under contract. And so sometimes you'll hear those terms used interchangeably. It's pending or under contract.
Got it.
And it really just means the start of a home buying process.
So great, that helps. And I think all of us know what it means to be quote unquote under contract. So why are we tracking that? Why do we care about that, this statistic?
Yeah, so we have talked in another video about existing home sales and why they're important for the overall health of the economy and for home buyers and sellers. So pending home sales are a great way to look ahead and see what existing home sales might be in the next 30 to 60 days, because it typically takes anywhere between 30 and 60 days to go from contract, offers accepted, to closing.
What is the average? What is the average amount of time that a home is in pending status? And I'm sure it varies nationwide, but do we track it, regionally and nationally?
It does vary, and and it varies by local market. 30 to 60 days is a pretty good range, and it depends. It can vary over time too, depending on different rules that are in place for mortgage lending, for example. 30 to 60 days is a pretty good window.
So, and for when we're looking at the economy, right, and we're trying to pay attention to, how all of these factors affect the economy, how does pending home sales affect the economy?
So pending sales don't have a direct effect because there's no money really changing hands at that point.
Right.
What they do tell us is what's likely to happen in existing home sales down the road. And that's really where they have the impact on the economy. But we can learn, what's likely to happen with existing home sales. What that means basically is, we can see if the market's tending to move up or tending to move down. If I'm a buyer, if I'm seeing that pending home sales are increasing, I know that I might face some competition out there in the market. If I'm a seller and I'm seeing that pending home sales are dropping, that might mean there's fewer buyers out there in the market, and so maybe I have to list my home and price it really competitively if I want to get some attention. So it can be useful to people who are in the housing market, and to people who are not in the housing market, it's a good indicator of what's to come.
So, generally speaking, if pending home sales are high, then the economy's probably pretty robust. And if they're low, you might take a little longer to sell your house, and it might be something we watch for as an economist.
Yeah, that's right. And I should mention that the pending home sales is tracked as an index. So we're not getting an actual count of the number of homes that are under contract or pending at any point in time. It's an index, so we can see whether they're higher or lower than they were in a reference point. And in this case, the reference point is the year 2001.
Oh, that's interesting. Why?
I think that's when the series was started.
Okay.
So it's a good base point, and home sales around that time were about 5.3 million. So an index value of 100 back in 2001 was consistent with home sales about 5.3 million.
Right.
So generally above 100 is consistent with home sales, a little bit above 5 million.
So, and last question, what organization tracks this? Like, who's compiling this information?
Yeah, it's put out by the National Association of Realtors. They're the same group that tracks existing home sales, so they have those two metrics. The existing home sales tend to come out around the 20th of the month, and pending home sales comes out about a week later, so around the 27th or so of a month. In both cases, they're reporting on the previous month. So,
We're looking at the variation.
Right, yes, that's true.
Oh, great. Okay, well, that was really interesting. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this segment of our Economic Insights, join us for more topics where we talk to Danielle Hale.